Namaskar. Today, I will be speaking about human society cycle, like water cycle. I am Subrat Kumar Prusty. I am a telecommunication professional. My objective is to connect people. When I see people, I see a trend from the last 100 years when the industrial civilization has started. Before that, people are living, particularly if we consider India. In India, people are living mostly in villages. They have a large family, large joint family. So, approximately 50 to 100 people living at one place as a big joint family. But when the industrialization started, when industry comes in cities, then these joint family people, many of them migrated to cities. When they migrated to cities, the joint family becomes fragmented. What happens? The grandfather, grandmother, they stay in the village, and rest of the people, like young father, mother, and children, they go to the city. And gradually, they migrate to smaller cities, to bigger cities, then to outside the country. So, I have visited many villages in Odisha. I've observed is that many of the villages, the family has migrated from their ancestral village. So many of the houses in the ancestral villages may be locked, or maybe the old parents may be there. And those people go to the city, they either stay in a apartment, a rented house, or in a government quarter, or in a slum, or they can purchase their own house, they can build their own house. So their identity has shifted from a village people to a city people living in cities. So the cities becomes crowded, and gradually these people migrated from villages to cities. If I consider this phenomena, that is the migration from villages to cities and disintegration of the joint family to a nuclear family, consider this like the water cycle. The joint family was like ice, and it melted and it becomes water. And water, it flows. Even it goes one step further, that is the climate warming. Due to the climate warming, this water has again become steam. Steam means without family. So considering all this transition from ice to water to steam, can we reverse this process? Can we reverse steam to become water, or water to become ice? That means no family to nuclear family to big joint family. So it is a reverse process. This reverse process can start. How? With high speed broadband connectivity and development of each local area. So I have coined a word called TODOLA. 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 That means total development of each local area. If each of the local area becomes totally developed, then the people need to migrate from their local area, from their ancestral house, from their ancestral villages to the big cities. Instead, they can go to the nearest city or nearest center which has a Todola center. And with this, we can make people stay together in their ancestral house like a joint family. This needs to be thought of as a policy decision. How using high speed broadband, how using internet connectivity, how using different communication systems, we can make this each local area totally developed. Now, almost all villages have broadband connectivity. And now, this online payments have also percolated to villages. So, village people are now also using the online payment. So, can we think this Todola to be a strategy, to be a policy decision? I am giving a visualization I have taken from the YouTube how the water becomes ice. Water, which is the molecules are random, they come to a systematic structure. So this joint family actually behaves like a small organization. So this is the pictorial representation of steam to water to ice. People are saying climate warming. How is the climate warming? This climate warming happens because we, the human society, is moving from ice to water to steam. We are just randomly moving here and there. Lot of traffic, lot of people are always in traveling mode, and they create lot of carbon dioxide. A lot of create this climate warming because we are all disturbed. We are all migrant laborers. We have a house, ancestral house, but since we are roaming throughout different places, we are considered as a nomad. You see, in the earlier history, the people are running after the animals to kill and eat. So they were nomads. But when the agriculture has started, when the people try to cultivate and when they try to make their food by cultivating, so they come to one place, they stayed at one place, and gradually they become civilized. Otherwise, they were nomads. They were running here and there in the jungle, searching, running against the tiger, killing and eating. If they have cultivated, they don't have to travel. They don't have to migrate. They don't have to be a nomad. So this concept has actually, so whatever I have said, I have just pictorially described here. With the centralized industrialization and heat of cutthroat competition has tried to melt the ice-like structure of joint family. It has split the giant family into small nuclear families migrating to different places in search of work. So, what has happened? The joint family living in one location can be considered as an ice-like structure. This nuclear family settling in far off places with separate houses and always moving. This is water-like situation. Earlier, the people are making big houses at one place, but they migrate to a distant place, living their near and dear ones due to the uneven development. Nuclear families settling in far off places with separate houses and always moving, water-like situation. The decreasing social cohesion due to more individual approach and the principle that is called survival for the fittest. I want to fight with everybody to survive. That principle itself is a hitting principle that made the ice into water, the water into steam. We need to go back to the basic principle, survival and happiness for all. सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनः सर्वे सन्तु निरामय सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु मा कश्चित् दुःखभाग् भवेत्. With this principle in the mind, we can make total development of each local area possible. This communication, we want to communicate. I am in the communication field, and our objective is to communicate. And this communication creates love. This communication creates. If we love each other, we try to connect with each other. So love connects people and creates development and happiness. It also distributes knowledge, prosperity, and development. Fullness of voluntary sharing, cooperation, and collaboration may make people to live a more inclusive life. People living with their families at a fixed location and developing their Matrubhumi, we call motherland. Matrubhumi can be your ancestral village. That ancestral village you can develop. So if each one develop their local area, it will be a total development of local area model. We must know our local area in depth. Our primary school teachers should know what are the minerals available, what are the resources available nearby, so that with connectivity, with internet connectivity, with technology, we can develop that locally. So, can ICT enabled development transform the situation in times to come? The COVID lockdown has actually made people to think, to reorganize. So, sustainable and happy family life leading to a sustainable community life with decentralized local development. Industry 1.0 forced people to migrate to cities from their ancestral houses and villages. This concept of TODOLA, total development of each local area with broadband connectivity and information, we may reverse it. With the advent, the water moves downward, the steam moves upward. The ice at the top of the mountain melts and flows through the river. What happens in water cycle? The sun collects the water molecules through heating all water bodies and converting them to steam. Water molecules in the sky form the cloud and it moves. It moves small distance or maybe big distance. It rains gently in the plain, the sea, also on the top of the mountain. But sometimes it becomes cyclone. It becomes flood. It becomes tsunami. A joint family lives in a small place together. They have all the relatives nearby. With all the relatives at one place, it looks like a big joint family, all connected by blood relation, along with their extended family tree. They work like a small organization, small company, fully dependent on each other. A cool life indeed, where there is no hurry, no anxiety. Depending on agriculture, they look at the weather and rice and other vegetables throughout the time passes, giving them food, clothing, and shelter, the basic requirements of life. This can be considered like an ice-like structure where each molecule is bonded with other molecule in a structured way. So I can extend it with broadband connectivity and technology development. we can make each and each every local area totally developed. But with the aggressive capitalism and increase in heat from big companies to work, the workers become like a steam. Like the construction workers staying at the site of construction, they stay temporarily at the place of the work, moving from place to place in a very erratic manner. The stable joint family life becomes a dream. The poor workers become helpless without the monthly salary. With the advent of broadband communication, internet connectivity, and with the policy of total development of each local area principle, people are able to communicate anywhere, anytime, possibly in any way. With the industry structure has changed, consumers become a partner in the industry. They dictate a society by their own ways of consumption. They express their sorrows and happiness freely in social media. They again express their emotional attachment to near and dear ones. They express their eagerness to come closer to each other. They see again the society as an extended family. We are now talking of Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. The world is a family. From the chaotic stream structure, they have tried to become water or ice. If we cannot have a stable joint family, how can we think of world as a family? So we have to make the joint family, the total development of each local area possible. So we must understand the importance of family. The importance of family in Indian economy. The family providing psychological strength to individual and family, providing support in the time of crisis, strengthening the connected family ecosystem. So this is just a summary. Use of ICT for providing services remotely. Big houses with separate sewage to compost fertilizer. Living in a village-like atmosphere, joint family like a small company. Reverse migration from cities to villages. Use of ICT for aggregation of families, of professions, of education. Migration to cities from villages, centralized development leading to all production at very big factories. That was the steam-like structure. So these are some of the options. I have already told about this. Option 1, option 2, option 3. Option 1, ice to ice. Option 2, ice to water. Option 3, ice to steam. Option 4, water to steam. Just let us, giant family becomes like a banyan tree. It can also be called a structure with high crystallization index. Localization and decentralized development facilitates giant family. It tries to create opportunity nearby so that people can work nearby. Nuclear family buying a flat in a city and traveling across the globe with family can be like a water. Centralized industrialization forced people to migrate and become water, growing all the time based on opportunity. When we go for a trip for 1 month or 2 months to the on-site visits, still we maintain the ice structure. However, the economic compulsion forces people to migrate permanently. When there is neither family nor home, it is a stream-like structure. So communication creates love or hatred, but love connects people and creates development and happiness. Love for the motherland helps in developing it. People think synchronously. They respect their own people. Similarly, the collaboration connects, whereas competition disconnects. Sharing improves connectivity. It improves coming closer. So with this, I come to the conclusion of my talk. Whatever I have tried to tell you, I have tried to tell you two things. One is the ice water steam structure. Let the structure is balanced so that people will not say climate warming. And let each and every local area be totally developed. So this will actually